Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Train Fever. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. You can see in the distance there, in the background, that is the Great Bridge of Kirkby. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. It is quite a majestic bridge, is it not? I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I must say, I am a really big fan. I mean, you know, whenever you got an opportunity to build a bridge, you just gotta take it. You gotta take it. You gotta take it. It's the same with, you know, with building miles and miles and miles of underground track. Whenever you get that opportunity, you just gotta take it. You know, you just gotta take it. Sometimes you just gotta take it. Even if it's not the right option, you gotta take it. And you know what? Let's be frank. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? I think it's awesome that we've got a nice little underground piece of track. Apart from the fact that we've got, you know, this little shithole down here, everything else is pretty darn good. I like where it comes out. I think it works very well, and it allows us to get right up into the center of town, you know, whilst also being fairly space efficient. So, very, very happy with that. However, our balance has been slowly decreasing over the last couple of episodes. We did end up taking a fairly large loan out, didn't we? Yeah, which, you know, it's not something that I'm super fond of. I mean, we spent cumulatively over those 2 years about $5.5 million. $5.5 million. That's insane. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to do it. Now, where on earth is this train? This train seems to be traveling underground at this exact moment. That would make a heck of a lot of sense. You know, it's a long journey, and for 55 kilometers per hour, it's going to take a while. But let's face it, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. We are making money hand over fist pretty much every train service, apart from the Great Bridge of Kirkby. I think that's going to be the most difficult the most difficult route to make money on at this most important turning point of the game. But at the same time, I do think it's going to be worth it, and I do think it's going to be possible to make it worth it. The only thing that we need to, you know, stay wary of is the fact that currently there ain't too many peoples waiting at this station over here. Yeah, there ain't nobody waiting at Kirkby, and that's probably not a good thing. But hey ho, oh look, here's the train. The train emerges. Man, oh man, that's quite a sight, isn't it? Yeah, you really do struggle to get out of that hole, don't you? Holy cow. But you know, whatever. Hey ho, we're working towards making sure that that service is pretty good. There's a lot of people in Warburn anyway, so we should manage to get a nice big load over here. Fingers crossed, anyway. Yeah, Great Wall of Whitby Line, Great Wall of Kirkby. Only one waiting for the Great Wall of Kirkby at the moment, but you know, still a little while to go before this train arrives. You never know, folks. You never know. You never know. We are making money. We're making money fairly steadily right now, which is kind of nice. And I think what we're actually going to have to do is we're going to have to introduce a new train, perhaps to the Great Wall of Whitby Line. I'm thinking that this may be what we need to do, because I imagine that you're a full train. Yeah, you've got 30 out of 30 passengers, and you've probably got 30 out of 30 as well. 29 out of 30, whatever. And we've got, yeah, we need another train. We need another train El Pronto. Let's make one. Let's do it. I mean, it's going to be a little bit expensive, but let's face it, it's totally worth it. How many carriages did we end up needing? 6. Great Wall of Whitby Line, 6. It is indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Set line, Great Wall of Whitby Line. Dispatchio immediately. Dispatch yourself immediately. And that should work out just fine, because of course, you know, we've managed to fix it so that we actually have those double tracks. We signaled it pretty much appropriately as far as I'm concerned. Pretty well. I think there's nothing that's you know, that's unbelievably wrong about it. But you know what? Hey ho, fingers crossed that nothing bad happens. You might see a little bit of a confrontation here, but that's all right. You know. There's 62 passengers waiting there. Like, that's insane. It is so many passengers. But what I really care about is number of passengers that are going to be going on the Great Wall of Kirkby line. Like, that's the important one for me. That is the really important one for me. And is there anything that we can do to inspire a little bit of growth over here? And we could probably set up a little network of buses and whatnot. I imagine that's something that we could quite easily do. Let's get a couple of bus stops down. Let me turn on the... not cargo, land use. There we go. Land use. Let's make sure that we got a whole bunch of bus stops throughout the town. Just, you know, dotted at random spots. There and over there. And perhaps one over there too. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Alright, let's make our route. First things first, I do actually want to just take this opportunity to link this up, because I feel that otherwise it's going to take a lot longer to get anywhere. Can we upgrade you to that? Perfect. Alright, let's create a line. This is going to be, I don't know. We need a creative name, but nothing's coming to me right now, so we're going to call it, we'll think about what we're going to call it. I'm not in the zone. I'm not in the zone, the creative naming zone right now. But whatever, we can still add stuff. Alright, we're going to start off here. Going to go up here. Going to continue along here. Continue along there. There. And then that'll be it. Alright. Great. Kirkby. Kirkby doesn't really go with anything, does it? It really doesn't. I mean, what is the real name of it? Kirkby and Ashfield. Ashfield, I guess we can call it, I don't know, maybe something like, I don't really know. I mean, there's nothing that really goes with Kirkby. Let's just, you know what, let's be really creative. Let's be really creative. And we'll just call it shit name. There we go. I literally am completely out of ideas. So, you know what? Let's just make fun of the fact that we can't even think of a name because the name is so darn boring. Yep, that's the stage that we've gotten to, folks. That's the stage that we've gotten to. Alright. Let's buy some road vehicles. Let's get a bunch of stagecoaches. 4 will do me just fine, and we'll go for shit name. There we go. Perfect. Easy as that. And look at the amount of money that we've got coming in. It's great. I mean, it's so good that we're going to be starting to pay off our debts, which is kind of nice. Oh. Let me just quickly check. See where... look, here it is. 6 passengers. 6 passengers on the Great Bridge of Kirkby line. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. How many passengers do we have waiting in Kirkby? That's the real question. Got 4 passengers waiting in Kirkby. By the time that this dude gets back, it'll be a while. I do notice that it takes a little bit of time to sort of just filter through and for people to realize that there is a train service that services the towns. But you know what? That's fine. Doesn't really matter. I can wait. You've got 28 passengers. You've got 29 passengers. Wow. Whitby Line, or the Great Wall of Whitby Line, should I say, is making us millions. Literally millions. That's got 29 people on it. That's insane. And we've got 24 people waiting here. We've got 3 trains running on it now. How crazy is that? That is mental. That is really, really crazy. I think we're pretty much making money on every single route. Oh. What is this? What is this? Do I see an upgrade? Do I smell an upgrade? By train. Okay, let's have a little comparison right now. Pause the second game. Thank you very much. Running costs a year are much, much more expensive. However, maximum speeds and tonnage? Is tonnage? Oh, and the power is double. Power is double. How much does it cost me, though? 460k. It's a lot of money, but probably worth it. The upkeep is insanely high, though, so yeah, wow, that's quite something. I think probably the first route that we're going to deploy that on is going to be the Kirkby route. I think as soon as we have enough money to actually do that, we probably will, purely because the max speed is so unbelievably slow right now. I mean, yeah, it's going at max speed right now, but you know, there's a lot of underground track over here that, you know, we can use. I think it's 120 miles an hour is the max speed at the moment. No, 120 miles an hour is the max, or 112, or is it, I can't remember what it was. But you know, it's a fairly long curve, so you know, maximum speed should be relatively high. You know, given the circumstances. Obviously not on this little curve, but I'm talking about the big underground one. Fingers crossed that it actually works. Alright. Got a couple of buses doing their stuff. I would imagine that releasing all of these guys into the world at the same time is probably a bad idea. But you know what? Fuck it. Don't give a damn. I'm sure that it'll eventually make money. I mean, not now, but eventually. Eventually. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a right idiot. Well, I already looked like a right idiot. I built a fucking underground monstrosity, which is unbelievable. I mean, could delete the line. We could delete the line, but I don't really want to do that. Don't really want to do that. Yeah, the Great Wall of Whitby line. Look at this. 500,000 of income. You got wood. Also, we're in the money right now. That's awesome to see. I like that a lot. I mean, we are making money probably off this route, but you know, there's just 0 passengers right now. And the shit name line. It will take a while for people to get accustomed to you know, buses actually being around. 11 people waiting. Ah, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Okay, you're about to enter the underground. I mean, you know, let's face it, right? For 1868 or whatever it is, building a long-ass tunnel such as this is quite an accomplishment. It really is. I mean, this is a long tunnel, and just think of all the technology that must have gone into making this tunnel, or you know, making a comparative tunnel in the 1860s. Because it would have been a lot of work. Think about all of the smoke and the steam and the horrible breathing atmosphere in this tunnel, unless there was a significant amount of ventilation, which I imagine there must have been if you're going to run a train underground. But I'm not a civil engineer or anything. I'm just merely being Captain Obvious right here. Are we going to go down? Oh, yep, we're going to go down. I have not touched anything. There we go. I'm still not touched anything. Not touching anything. I'm taking control of the mouse again. All right, great. I thought, you know, it's always funny to just look at this and just see what the hell is actually going on here. There's no reason that this shouldn't be underground, by the way. It's just because I, you know, fucked something up. I can't remember in the construction phase. I think I did it in 2 parts, or I stopped and then started again, and I couldn't continue underground or something. Some random thing. Whatever. It's annoying, but it's the way that life is sometimes, isn't it? Alright, we need to start thinking about our next massive infrastructure project. Because you know what? There's nothing like big infrastructure projects. Yeah, you gotta love them infrastructure projects. Is there even demand for like another train on this line? Don't think there is quite yet, but you know what, probably soon, you know? This Great Wall of Whitby line is making me legitimately so much money right now. It's kind of insane. The Great Wall of Kirkby has got a fair amount of passenger demand as well, so that would be kind of nice to get a second train on as well. I feel that I may just be, you know, throwing money at a gaping black hole right now, because, you know, this route is a big one. It really is, and it's an expensive one. It's an expensive one. It most certainly is. But at the same time, I think that it can really work if we just believe in it enough. You know, sometimes belief isn't all that you need, right? But other times, it's exactly what you need. And I'm not saying that it's exactly what we need right now, but, you know, we need something. We need something, right? It's probably money, actually. That's probably what it is. Let's be honest. It's probably money. That's what we need. Yeah, probably money. But hey-ho. Whatever. Another train pulling up in Woburn, or whatever the heck it is. Yeah, it is Woburn. I knew I was not talking out my ass there. Oh, road vehicle 5. I mean, we probably should replace you. You're on oil be damned. Has there even been any... Let's do automatic vehicle replacement. do 150%. Vehicle replacement not set. Ah, yeah, because we don't even have a vehicle to actually replace it with. We've got no alternatives to the current vehicleage. Kind of a little bit iffy, but hey ho, that's fine. I mean, I'm just so unbelievably happy at how much money we're making. It's just glorious. It really, really is. All right. So I think in the next episode, we're probably going to be, you know, starting to attempt something a little bit ambitious. And when I say a little bit ambitious, I'm thinking perhaps we want to try and conquer this mountain range. I mean, oh my goodness, I've identified a potentially money-making solution. Over here, a lot of passengers waiting over here. A lot of passengers waiting over here. Could we maximize something and get a second train running on this route? We've only got 4 carriages on this train. Probably worth doing something about. I'm going to send you to the depot right now, buddy. And I'm actually going to, you know, put us in 3 times speed so that we can go with this train to the depot. Because I want to replace this train. I mean, you know, currently we've only got the shitty Sidmouth line, you know, that's really, really bumpy. You know, hence why it's shitty. But I feel that we can replace this train and stick a more powerful train in, stick a couple more carriages on, and therefore, you know, this single line should be able to deal with the demand of, you know, both Congleton and Sidmouth in a fairly relaxed and easy way. I don't know, it's just a thought. It might not actually work, but, you know, I'm very, very hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful that it actually might. We'll have to wait and see, though. Alright, you're coming into the depot. Oh, I like how the doors open automatically. Did not realize that that sort of technology was around in the 1860s, but you know what? You know what? I wasn't around in the 1860s, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid, chums. Alright, you're in there. Let's sell that. That's right. Get a little bit of money back. Buy you. Buy you. And buy you. And buy you. And buy you. 8 trains. 8 trains. We are going to be setting you on the shitty Sidmouth line. Why not? And you can dispatch. I don't know if you're actually going to manage to pull 8 carriages, but man, oh man, this is a brand new model. A brand new model that we get to look at. And my, oh my, is it a gorgeous one. All black. All black. I don't even know the type of train that it is. What is the type of train? It's the DSB Litra. These passengers on this line? There's no passengers on this line at the moment. But it should be getting up to a healthy 90 kilometers per hour, as is indicated by here. Awesome. I mean, that is really quite something. Holy cow. It looks, all of them look so darn good, don't they? I mean, this one doesn't actually have any people in it, but every other model, I think, or the 2 other model trains that we've seen so far do have people in it, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, we did lose, you know, like 20 passengers or 40 passengers in the process. No, it was only 20 passengers because we had less carriages. We are traveling at a, you know, slightly below our maximum speed. I would blame that on 2 things. 1 being the fact that we have so many darn carriages. 2 being the fact that we have, you know, a very, 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 very bad line here, right? I mean, let's be honest about this. We have a very, very bad line. But I'm hoping that this train can capitalize on the fact that, you know, having 8 carriages will allow us to do a heck of a lot more. You know, we'll be able to transport a heck of a lot more people and have a lot more money. That's what I'm hoping anyway. That's what I'm hoping. And in addition to that, the train may be able to get up slightly, up to slightly higher speeds on the way back, depending on the lay of the land, so to speak. But it all just depends, I guess. I mean, there's 37 people waiting there, and I don't really think that we're ever going to truly need all of the carriages that are on here. I think 40 passengers is a little bit of an overstatement about what this train is actually required to do. As in, by that I mean, I don't think it's ever going to be, well, at least for a while, I don't think there's ever going to really need to be 40 passengers transported at once. But you know what? It's good to have that capability to do so just in case. We'll load up to 40 passengers or 37 passengers, whatever, and we'll drive all the way back. I'm actually going to stick it in 3 times speed because I'm very, very curious, just before we end the episode, to see how many kilometers per hour this train can manage to cough up I'm quite hopeful. Oh man, look at the smoke. Look at the smoke coming out of the bottom of the engine over there. That is quite something. I'm no train expert, but my oh my, do they look beautiful. They really, really do. And especially in this game, it really shines by showing off lots and lots of detail about how amazing the trains actually do look. So we're up to 58. 60 kilometers per hour is our record so far. Can we break 61? Don't think we're going to break 61, I'm afraid. I think 60 might be our record, but that's okay. And that's okay for a multitude of reasons. It doesn't matter that we could be using the old train, right? Because the old train had a max speed of 60 miles per hour as well. Or 60 kilometers per hour as well, should I say. But that's not what matters here. What matters is the speed that it can go whilst hauling a shit ton of wagons. And let me tell you, this thing can really haul ass. It really, really can. We've got 58 people waiting here, and that's gonna not be enough to. We're not gonna have enough capacity on this train to actually take everybody. But you know, taking the full complement of 40 is darn good, and I imagine that you know, a couple more runs and we'll be able to clean out the station, which is kind of nice. Obviously, the problem is the fact that Sidmouth is not going to have enough people, and we've only got 2 people waiting in Sidmouth at the moment. I would imagine it would probably go up to about 10 by the time that we get back, but I don't know. Maybe we've gone for a little bit of overkill in the carriages, but whatever the case, that's the end of the episode. Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Over Potato. Tune in next time for some more Train Fever. And until then, bye.